The 20th anniversary of the USAFL women's competition has found its way home, in a way, to the desert of Arizona as we get set for the Final Four in the Women's Division I, one of two semis that we have on the day. And in a way, it's a little unexpected because it's the two teams that have contested the last three grand finals. They'll meet one round early. It's the defending champion Minnesota Freeze taking on a team that has won 7 of the last 8, the Golden Gate Iron Maidens. At stake, a spot in the grand final, which for the very first time in this tournament's history will be the coup de grace of this largest tournament of Aussie rules anywhere in the world, the women's grand final. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian Barish. Great to have you along. Joining me in the commentary position, here this weekend we have had some fantastic volunteers from Arizona State joining us, and from Tempe by way of Sydney, it's a very good afternoon to Charlie Brown. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here. I'm very excited to be commentating and talking through this first semi-final that we have for our women. Very exciting day, very nice day out here today, and I've been fortunate to be sitting behind you all day yesterday, and here now it's all going, so it's looking good.
I apologize for all of the dad jokes and everything else that you've had to endure, but women's football, especially back in Australia, at the professional level, it's still, AFLW is 10 years old. But here, it's lasted for so long, going all the way back with the WFL, a lot of other regional leagues as well. It's really growing here in the U.S., and I know you, as an Australian coming abroad, this has to be something cool.
Yeah, it's so exciting to see the growth we have over here, and a huge number of Aussies we have on a couple of these teams. I've been fortunate to meet a few people. The growth is insane.
Well, we'll have a ball up and a free kick, rather, and a good tackle laid in. The Golden Gate Iron Maidens wearing the silver, orange, and blue jumpers. They're headed towards the pickleball end to our right. As we said, they are 7-time national champions, all of them coming in a row from 2016 on through 2023. Katie Klatt is making her comeback here, number 31. She played for Melbourne University in VFLW and also started her career with the Sacramento Suns, former captain of the USA Freedom. She has come off the bench, and a little bit of a surprise after, as we said, she went to the bench last season. She has turned that one over and going all the way back and taking the mark. The Freeze come out to the near side, looking for Kaya Saigula, who takes the mark in front of a late-arriving Jess Blecker. And one of the things, Charlie, I think that's really neat, Blecker, former VFLW player for Collingwood, a lot of really good talent that has played in Australia as well.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Awesome to see so many people over this way growing the sport and creating a community for the women's teams we have over here.
Ball gets intercepted once again, and it will be handball by Kaya Saigula, usually more of a rover. We're seeing her in the back line today. Ball gets knocked down the ground. Winner of this game, by the way, will play the winner of the other semifinal happening between the Denver Bulldogs and the Austin Crows. As the ball comes back in the middle, here's Kathy Hoa, who will pick it up, line up from 55 meters out, looking for a forward. Allen! Jerry Allen takes the mark, the USA national teamer. And she will come around on the mark. This is well within her range. Good leads there. And she will put this one in. Low line drive of a kick. They are there in the forward line as the ball comes out. We have a whistle, and it will be a free kick. And umpire Gingy says this will go the other way, and we'll have a free kick to Lauren Dawes in the back line. One of the things that I think has really impressed me as I've watched this over the years, as the mark is taken by Golden Gate, is how well every year the skills, both offensively, defensively, the leading is getting in the women's game.
It's just improving. And very exciting to have the ball over here on this side right now.
Right in front of us, as we haven't seen much of that through all the games that we've called. We will have a ball up on the near side. One thing we've seen a lot, Charlie, especially you see it at the local level, especially I know in New South Wales, but also in the early days of AFLW, as the crossover of different sports. In a way, there's necessity on both sides because, obviously with the cutoff before the growth of women's footy and the expansion of it over in Australia. But here, obviously, there's a lot of women getting into sport and a lot of different backgrounds from different sports, too.
Yeah, it's Great to see how it brings so many people together. I'm fortunate to have a fair couple friends back home in local teams having some fun with the girls.
All out in the middle of the ground now, and it is up in front. And we are through those first couple of minutes in this exciting semifinal. As we said, these two teams have decided the grand final in the last 3 years. And at Nationals, going back to in those 3 years, Minnesota has won 3 of the 5 matchups. And Golden Gate won the Western Regional Championship between these two sides. Although, should be mentioned that there were some top-up players, and really Golden Gate had some good top-up players from both Sacramento and Seattle, which not to take anything away from the Maidens girls, but help them over the line. And the Maidens, though, bring a strong team. They fell to Denver in their qualifying match and then defeated Arizona in the quarterfinal match to make it back to the semifinal. Minnesota is coming in after having blanked New York 57-0 in their qualifying final, and they had the rest of the morning off. It's very rare, Charlie, to see a team get a bye in the USAFL Nationals, and they managed to do it. And on a day like this, on a weekend like this, it's nice to have some time off for recovery.
Yes, definitely. And we got the recovery tent going down there with the Honourable Di Bowman, Dr. Di Bowman. So shout out to her for putting this all together and getting us volunteers over here.
Chance for goal, bounces away. There is Altman, Naomi Altman, who's in front, going to get banged out by the freeze out to the near side. It's going to pop up in front, going to get taken down. Kicker was in there, and she was taken down. A good hard tackle laid in there by Jess Blecker. And in fact, it wasn't Paige Kicker, it was somebody else. So we'll have a boundary throw in. We have a whistle as they just make sure everything is okay. And now the boundary throw in will upcoming. Carol Sequeira in there for Golden Gate. She has played very well. Another former Sacramento Sun coming across. Going to get banged out by the freeze. Ball goes high up in the air. Over to get it and taking a nice mark over the top is Leo Gaillard. Gaillard, born in France, represents Canada. And, they almost came over the mark. Umpire gave a little bit of a warning, sending this one in. Knocked down by not Brett Brower, she's Brett Thomas now as the ball comes to ground. Going to get paddled on by the freeze. Going to go and pick that one up on the far side was Pfluger. Comes out to the near side, kept in by Katie Klatt, but off the handlebars and out of bounds. One of the things I love about Aussie rules and on the women's side is seeing the bows in everybody's hair. Katie going with the white. April Munn, who played for Seattle for so long, went with green when she was playing for them, and she was out yesterday with an orange one, and she said she just happened to have one. She told me the story. It was a really good one of a great initiative in the Northern Territory where she played. But here is Kojo. Go, Connor Joe Lewis. Clifton just possessing it. She's gone. Great tackle by Sarah Maggione. One of the things that's great about the women's game, Charlie, is the pressure applied to the play here.
Yeah, it's all happening, and we're over the other side of the field right now. Great to hear the crowd getting all involved over there too, and seeing them along the sidelines cheering for their teams.
Both sides have large men's sides, and especially the Golden Gate Roos, who we saw unfortunately come off second best in that semifinal on Men's Division I. They very much are cheering for their maidens as they try to make it back to the grand final once again. The ball will move up on the far side, and every bit is a rolling tumbleweed situation. Well, we are in the middle of the desert as the ball comes up on the far side, and it's going to be kicked along, shoving her along. There was the number 10 for Minnesota, and setting that one up over the top, drops in front, and it bobbles away, and crash boom opera. Thomas was sent backwards, and we'll have I believe the umpire is asking for the ball. We'll have a ball up. On the Watch AFL scoreboard, no score here in this first semifinal. The winner of this game between Golden Gate and Minnesota will play in the grand final at 4:30 Pacific time against either Austin or Denver. Ball comes back in short, and the mark is taken defensively. Here they'll come out to the near side. Ball pops in the air. Wounded duck of a ball. Slapped down by Klatt. Comes out now. Banged forward there by Nicole Murley, who played well in the Western Regionals. Going to get picked up. There's a running handball across. Taken there by the big tackle. Big tackle laid on. And it's a good one. And it's taken by Madison Hillenbrand. rough crutching tackles, as Charlie said. It's all happening. A little bit of a bump, showing up well and taking out was Katie Klatt. Klatt usually plays across the back line, half-back line. She's moved herself up to the wing position commentary side. Big booming kick, but it's going to get controlled by Minnesota. As the ball goes up on the far side, it bounces free. Crash boom opera once again. Gaillard able to paddle it forward. Going to get soccered off of the ground. Pfluger is there. Go over to Liz Ed. Couple of Freedom players. There's another one in Catherine Georgiadis, who went after the football. Picked up again by Lewis. That was a weird-looking handball, and in fact, it was not a handball. It was given as a throw, free kick. A lot of scrappy play so far, Charlie. The conditions not having an effect here. Not much of a wind to speak of.
Yeah, beautiful day. I think for the Aussies out there, it's about 25 degrees Celsius. Going to be getting a bit warmer, but yeah, interesting. The ball's been going back and forth and from one side to the other, but still no score on the board.
There's a reason why they call an aerial ping pong, as the ball moves inside the 50-meter arc where it is marked, and it is done so by, looks like, well, we'll see who that is. And sending that one forward is the 33 and Lauren Ewell, who's taken over the presidency of the Minnesota Freeze this season and finds Connor Jo Lewis. Connor, by the way, you talk about the crossovers, Charlie. She is a gridiron football player and is also now the head coach of the women's gridiron team in Minnesota. And that's one of the reasons behind the growth of the Minnesota Freeze. A lot of recruits have come over from gridiron football, which is great to see.
Yeah, wow, huge resume there and huge wealth of knowledge of many different sports coming together.
I'll tell you what, some of these players on either team would not look out of place in Australia. Running on is Hoa, who kicks that one into the pocket. They go after it. It's a fire drill situation. Minnesota trying to pick that one up. They do. Skittles that one home right across the face. Give that to Shayna Sparrow, the 67, and Minnesota on the Watch AFL scoreboard draws first blood in the semifinal. Took a while for it to come, but it came indeed. And on the Watch AFL scoreboard, Minnesota 1 straight 6. Golden Gate yet to score, and that is good, hard-working football. Not pretty at times, but good skills and good endeavor for the football.
Yeah, definitely. Huge action that we got over here.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's happening a lot. I want to ask you, as a Sydney-sider, seeing footy a fair bit, it's very much rugby league country.
Yes.
But over the last couple of years, and especially with the Swans and the Giants coming into AFLW, it really, really has grown.
Yeah, it's huge, especially with a lot of the local teams growing as well. Everyone getting amongst it. It's really kind of, league is definitely huge in Sydney and New South Wales, but AFL's growing in all aspects from the grassroots level. I got 3 younger brothers, obviously on the men's side, but they were all involved throughout their whole life, so always been watching what's going on.
Marked over the top by Meg Leone. Meg out there with her wife Elise, who they earlier this year welcomed in a new baby. So congratulations to them up on the far side, but it's marked by Georgie. Catherine Georgiadis, the doctor, born in Maumee, Ohio, sends this one out the far side, bounces away. Chasing after that one was Lauren Shelton, another veteran, another former USA Freedom player, and the ball is up on the far side. Again, the 20th anniversary of the USAFL women's competition. If there's any stickers or pins left, you better go get some before they're all gone, and get your photo taken in front of the backdrop as we commemorate this 20th anniversary. And like we said, the Division I Women's Grand Final will be the last game of the day, played at 4:30.
Yes, I think there's a couple koozies over there as well.
Get your hands on one before they're all gone, because there's not a whole lot left when I walk by the table, which is great to see. I saw one or two people hoarding them for some friends. We'll take their word for it that they're giving them for their friends back home and not literally putting them on the wall or anything like that. As the ball is up on the far side, again, 6-0 Minnesota. Watch AFL scoreboard in this semifinal. We'll try our very best and get some score updates from the other field as Denver takes on Austin. And we'll bug either Troy or Pat over there on field 2 at some point to get a score check. As the ball is up on the far side, they look to go inside 50. Ball drops in front, going to get picked up. There's Liz Ed. who they haven't needed her in the ruck as much. There's Saigula, sidewinding kick, a lot of hardware individually for Saigula. Going to get picked up on the far side, going to get stolen. Handballs it around to Leone, the former volleyball player from Wayne State University. Ball drops in front. There's another sport that's involved. A lot of volleyball players are good tall options. And holding the player is the call, and it will be a free kick, and it will go to Liz Ed, I believe. They're going to walk that all the way back to Liz Ed. Liz is a great story. Also a volleyball product. Got involved through Jerry Allen, who we saw a little bit earlier. And her coming out party was in the 2022 Eastern Regionals when she scored herself, played as a ruck. Huge ruck taken, and once again, it's Allen, the hammer thrower from U of Minnesota. Gives it to Connor Joe Lewis. Lewis sends it forward. Go, Kojo! Minnesota's kicked their second on the Watch AFL scoreboard. 2 straight 12 for the Yeti. No score for Golden Gate. And it's been parry and thrust, and that time they made contact. Great mark, as you called there, Charlie. And we mentioned Jerry Allen. She, again, a hammer thrower, using her strength and her good hands to take the mark.
Yeah, definitely. And it's field's huge. Like, you got to be good at everything, all the technical skills that go into this sport. Shout out to all the women here and the men, and the women for putting in the work and being able to run up and down, and the agility that goes into it.
What was your sporting background? I'm just curious. Like, what did you play growing up?
I was a swimmer.
Nice.
So lack of running there for me, but swimming is what brought me to the States in the first place.
Yeah.
Very fortunate for that opportunity to come out here and study and do my sport on the team, the ASU team.
I was going to say, there's some places in the country where it rains enough where you can do swimming and footy at the same time as they come out to the near side. That's awesome. We have a few swimmers out here too, including as this one comes out to the near side, we'll crack the ball.
Catch.
And nice catch taken right in front of us. 15 who has the football. I think that's Mariella Hoa, who goes in short. Goes up high, batted out to us, into the hands of Murley, who sends this one in, and it's marked defensively by Katie Klatt. This is where Katie usually plays, across the half-back line. A big kick. She can kick with either leg, and she can kick with power as it bounces up over the top. This one is sent back the other way. Again, Klatt, good hands, good spoil in there. Just getting her hands in there was Rose Lemon, who has come across from the Chicago Swans. She and Emma Wewell, who plays for Wisconsin, with 2 additions to Minnesota on the weekend. Lemon played well in the Central Regionals as part of a co-ed setup for Chicago back in June. Sending this one forward. Ed is there, running through to try and put pressure on. Was the 43 in there, which was not Maguione, but I believe that was Gabby Cowis. As the ball goes up on the far side, Ewell comes through it and slides through a little bit of a kick. Cowis is in there once again, goes to pick that one up, knocked down sideways. Ball cried the crowd as Ugalde went in there. Inya Boot says the umpire as the ball's up on the far side. We have literally about 200 umpires on that far side, and let me tell you, when we get down towards the end and every single team is out on that far side, we're going to have about 900 umpires on that far side. But it's the men and women in the green that count in the middle of the ground. As the ball is up on the far side now, and I go, I forgot to take a breath. On the far side now. And the Maidens are acting the top one to do it. This is Liz Ed with the football. Ed, who has a twin back home, and Anna Marie, who is watching, sends the ball, I know for sure, as the ball gets taken down up on the far side. Everybody going after the football. It squirts out on the far side. Overran it. Kang did not. Ball gets skittled out, trying to paddle it along once again, trying to scoop it up, trying to get the ladles out for a good bowl of soup, which I could go for, even though it's really hot out right now. But on the ball side right now, I want some of my wife's soup. She makes some really good sausage and kale soup as the ball goes up on the far side. You're invited over. You can come. She always makes
Thank you. That sounds incredible.
Come swing by. She also makes a really good onion and prosciutto soup with good gorgonzola. She hasn't done it in a while, but it's really good. As the ball goes, it's going to be about lunchtime, you know? As the ball is up on the far side. This is what we talk about over here, Charlie, besides football. As the ball skittles on, picked up, handballs it back. This is Gaillard, little handball. This is good from the Maidens, but the kick from Meg Leone did not come off. Looking for the handball. Again, that's Hillenbrand who went after the football. As she goes, rather that was Latcham who went after the football. Going to get picked up. Pfluger trying to run the gauntlet. Drop the pill. And is she going to get pinged? She is. She made too many moves with the football. But again, lots of pressure being put on. Nobody has a chance to breathe, not even the commentators.
Yeah, they want this win really, really bad today, and they needed to progress into the final, which is going to be an exciting game as well later this afternoon. But
ball comes up on the far side once again. Handballs it off, going to get picked up, sent down the line. But only one player is there, and it is Meg Leone. Leone with the football, played in the 2017 International Cup. Now comes out to the near side. Nice mark taken right in front of us by the 63 and Carol Sequeira. Sequeira listed as the captain alongside Jess Blecker. She had a great tournament. She was the last woman named to the roster after injury to other players, and she's coming back from a broken arm she suffered about a year ago, so she's a great story. Up on the far side, it is marked by Lewis. Connor Joe Lewis has the second goal of the two, as this one is sent up on the far side. The other one went to Sparrow, as Minnesota has the only two scores of the game, but they were both major scores. Here is Kathy Hoa, sends this one in up the far side, and again that Sparrow gets away from Martin, lines up for her second, but I think it may have gone across the face, and in fact it's missed a lot and gone out of bounds.
yeah, they had all the open space there as well. That's can't be given them any opportunity to have that space and have the kick, but yeah, it looks like that was out.
Speaking of food, Charlie, that was like one of my Aunt Becky's cookies. It looked good coming out of the oven, but crumbled into nothing at the end.
Oh.
You know what? The first time I said that, my dad chuckled because she was like, "Yeah, she was pretty terrible at cooking and baking." How did you remember that? I don't know.
Hitting all the dad jokes today.
Yeah, no. If you have to listen to them, so does everybody else. As the ball comes spinning back into play. It circumrevolutionizes itself back into play. Minnesota trying to get it. Sparrow is in there. And finally it's cleared up. There's Blecker, who's always going to win the race out of the middle. She runs her full measure, sends this one down, and it is marked, intercept mark taken, and by Sophie Pfluger. There is the siren, and Pfluger is going to have a shot after the siren to extend the lead. So they are clearing off, as that one is way short, and that is that. Halftime in the Division I semifinal for the women here at the 2025 USAFL National Championships in Tucson, Arizona. It's the Golden Gate Iron, or it's the Minnesota Freeze, 2 goals straight 12, and the Golden Gate Iron Maidens, no score just yet, and that, you know, it was a sparring match, it seemed like, but those 2 breakthroughs are the difference.
Yeah, definitely 2 breakthroughs. There was a lot of action in the middle, going across from one side of the field to the other. But yeah, they got through the freeze and got those 2 major goals on the scoreboard, and looking forward to the second half.
And a quick update around the grounds for Watch AFL. The Denver Bulldogs lead 1 goal, 4 behind, 10 points over Austin, no score. That is a first half score, we believe. We're going to step aside, we're going to pay our bills, and we're going to come right back for the second half of this one. You're watching the 2025 USAFL National Championships, and we'll stretch this out for a moment or two. And Charlie, let me ask, what's been your favorite part of this tournament so far?
My favorite part, it's got to be getting to know everyone and seeing the community, honestly. Okay. Well, to be continued.
Yeah, we'll be back. back here for the 2025 USAFL National Championships Women's Division I semifinals. The team just coming out of their huddles and onto the field for the second half. The score, it's the Minnesota Freeze. 2 goals, 12 behinds. I'm sorry, 2 goals straight, 12 points. No score for Golden Gate. Brian Barish alongside Arizona State University's Charlie Brown. And Charlie, you and I were just talking about the community and everything else. One of the things I also really like to see, and we mentioned this a little bit before, the men's teams getting around the women.
Yeah.
And you'll see here, we've seen a number of teams do it, the Guard of Honor as they come out. And I think that's the big part. I've always said in my role, the growth of the men's game will always be there. There will always want to be men who play sport, and especially men who play Aussie rules. They're getting women to play sport in getting women to play footy is very difficult. So the recruiting and the growth is going to be key, and a rising tide floats all boats.
Yeah, huge cheers for both teams as they stepped out there as we start the second half. But definitely supporting both sides is going to benefit the whole community and the fans and everyone who just loves watching AFL. And these women's games are ramping up right now as the ball's in the middle.
Yep, and we will have a ball up. Ball goes high in the air. Gravity takes effect. Leone sends this one out to the near side. Nice mark taken, and it's taken by Naomi Altman. Altman has the football, wing position, commentary side, puts that one in low and strong. Overcooked everybody, running all the way back and watching the ball go over the boundary line and out of bounds is somebody who ends with the number 2. I believe it might be Murley, and we will have a boundary throw it. Higher arches the back, ball comes spinning back into Cooper's Field here at the Kino South complex. And again, our thanks to Visit Tucson. And we were talking with Bree last night at dinner, and very excited to have this tournament back, and hopefully we will be back in the not too distant future as Katie Platt was trying to just get it away and kick it to advantage. She ends up kicking the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds for a boundary throw. This, I know, ASU, U of A, you're in enemy territory, but Tucson is a really neat place.
It is. It is beautiful, and I wore my ASU bag through the gates and a little bit of banter going on, but the rivalry is huge, but very fortunate to be here at this great field today, great grounds, very good conditions for this women's semifinal right now.
And just so you know, my loyalty can be bought, so there's that as well. ASU, that's Sierra Schmidt, wasn't she involved with?
Yes. Yeah, fortunate to meet her, train alongside her a couple times. Huge name in the world of swimming, distance swimming. So.
Yeah, and a teammate of hers at University of Michigan, Jackie Schaefer, plays for Austin.
Jackie Schaefer, I know her well as well. Grew up training alongside her and learned a lot through her.
Nice mark by Meg Leone. And she gets a friendly, she was Liz Ed, and Liz, that is true to Liz's heart. She was set to give Meg a hand up, and a nice mark taken, good coverage. Finds Katie Klatt, who now has moved herself into the half-forward line. Klatt sends this one forward, looking for a target. April Munn is in there as well. And comes all the way out, and there is Lewis, who plays this one across. That is Saigua, plays this one, but it's intercepted by Sarah Maggione. Little bit of a breeze, a slight breeze favoring the Maidens in the second half. Dropped, then shoved out of the way. Going to get that one up. Saigua is there to clear the present danger for now.
Big kick. The ball seems to be moving faster right now as the Golden Gate have possession.
Sends this one in. Now there is Altman who has this one out. Goes and picks this one out. Smothered. Comes out to the near side. Picked up by Jess Blecker. Blecker sends this one goalward. Who is waiting over the top for Munn. Ball will run onto it. Who is there? Munn just gets a left foot to it. And she kicks a goal.
Through the middle, yeah.
April Munn has gotten the Maidens back into this game.
Huge cheers from the crowd here.
Hazel Barish's favorite player has kicked a goal. My 5-year-old loves watching her play, and she gets that one through. Some relief is for commentators and the Maidens alike.
Yeah.
On the Watch AFL scoreboard, the Maidens are 1 straight 6, 2 straight 12 for Minnesota.
Huge. Interesting to see the ball move much faster than they knew they needed that to get back in it in the first couple minutes of the second half here.
Well, coming back in the middle of the ground. There was a lot of players there, and she scored many goals like that for Team USA. And April told me a few years ago that was the dream. It took her a while, especially with 2020 having gone the way it did. She was named to the reserves team in 2023, got her way onto the national team in 2024, and for Andrew Donlin and company, it was a right decision as she definitely leads from the front and also does so off the field. Charlie, as we mentioned, the USAFL president for the third year. She's about to take her third year, which is great to see. Ball comes back out to the near side, and it comes out now. Going to get picked up. Here is Sarah Maguillon. Here now out the handball across. Finds Sequeira. Runs into a brick wall that was Pfluger. Ball goes to ground. Mariella Oha is in there as well. They just try to flick that one forward. One-on-one contest. Daling is in there. Or check that. That was Atkins over the top. We will have a ball up wing position commentary side. In fact, it is a free kick, and it's been given the way, as it was high contact, given the way of Meg Leone. Leone sends this one in short. Going to drop in front, bounces away. Everybody goes after that, and I think that's going to be a free kick as there was as it was given with a player coming in over the top. In fact, it looked like it was going to be Belle Ugalde, who's been around a long time with Minnesota. The Freeze, since they began play as an independent entity in 2010 on the women's side, have never finished worse than fourth in the country, either in the combined women's division or in D1. They will finish at least fourth come what may. The ball comes outside, up on the far side now, and it is marked. And sending this one forward is Connor Jill Lewis. Up on the far side now. Here is Kathy Oa. Oa gets away from one defender, tries to play it across. Sparrow is there. It bounces away from Maguillon. Sparrow took a while. Can she shrug off Maguillon? Yes, she can. Tries to get it. Here comes the cavalry. And she is G-O-N-E gone. And the Maidens defense stands up. Wow. I'll tell you what. It was speed versus strength. And speed won.
Speed did win then, yes.
And it will be a free kick, and it will go the way of Carol Sequeira. Here is Maguillon up on the far side.
Oh, mark.
Nice mark taken by Kaya Saigula. Minnesota, I know they're watching at home. Lindsay and Lauren Beck, who have moved to Tasmania. And I know they miss them, but I know that they are doing well, and I know they're enjoying this one. Here is a kick into the wind, marked by Martin in defense. Kaylee Martin has stood up well in the fullback position, and she very quietly has done so. And I think she is one of the more understated players on this Golden Gate Iron Maidens team. Her kick comes off a little to the side, and the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. Ball comes spinning back into play. And Charlie, I'll say this. I know you live in Arizona. I know you make it through the warm weather. I know it's going to be a little on the warm side, but the conditions, I don't think we could have asked for better conditions this week.
Yeah, it's perfect out here. Yeah, just spent my first summer in Phoenix, and that was definitely one to add to the books, those high temperatures, but
which is worse in the summer, Melbourne or Phoenix? Well, no, you're in Sydney, but Sydney or Phoenix? Both bad.
Well, Sydney, you got the beaches right there. You got Christmas and the New Year spent during the summertime. I just haven't been home during that time for the past 4 years. So
here's a chance for Lewis, and she turns it over. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no catch there.
And out to the near side goes Meg Leone, running and trying to get to it. It's Klatt, one-on-one contest, and a fortuitous bounce, and she dropped the pill, no call. Going in after it and trying to lay in a tattle, and then stealing that one away with Stevie Buzo. Buzo goes out to the far side now. First time we've called her name. Soccering it on to her own advantage was Sequeira. One goal separates the sides here in this semifinal. There will be 2 3-minute halves of extra time if it ends up tied after 40 minutes of regulation. We will go by the rest because there is a laundry list of tiebreakers in case it's tied after that 6 minutes. And the way we're going, the game will be decided after 46 minutes. We'll leave it at that. We'll tell you if you need to get out your protractors or something. calming down things is Lewis. She strides forward. The kick is up on the way. It is over the top. And going all the way back, there is Leone. It took her a while. That's a dangerous handball, able to get it away. Almost taking the mark and coming through was Dvorak. Coming now up on the far side, going to try and pick that one up. Banging that one out to the near side, looking for Altman, but out the back. And watching it all the way was Kaya Saigula. Saigula with a helicopter whirly bird, finding her forward partner there in Lewis. Lewis sends this one into the middle. Knocked down, and I believe they're going to do that all over again as the mark was not set. And umpire Caleb Lee, who's come all the way to us from Tasmania. And again, a shout out to Emily and everybody at Tasmania. And once again, they are with us through the year 2030, a 5-year extension, finding a good lead. And that is Kathy Hoa. And Hoa, an original member of the Freeze. And it's only fitting, of course, that the second generation is playing as well. As we said, daughter Mariella is playing as well. Hulla has come a long, long way back. She is maybe about 20 meters. You and I, Charlie, have a great view of where she is standing, which she has the look at. The kick is up on the way. It's going to fade left, and it bounces, and I don't think it even found the goals. No, in fact, it is going out of bounds. Not the worst result.
Yeah.
But it's a boundary throw in nonetheless. Minnesota will try and lock it in. Watch AFL scoreboard. 2 goals plays 1 goal.
Yep, the ball remains down that side and heads into center field.
Ball comes back in the play. Sparrow looking for her second. It's across the face, or was it? No, it's through behind. But that is a handy point for Minnesota. It's now 2 kicks the difference. Watch AFL scoreboard. 2 goals, 1 behind, 13 points. Golden Gate 1 straight 6. Watch AFL, and we talked about women's footy. The AFL finals are right around the corner. Get your subscription now and catch all the action. The ball comes out on the near side now. Just taking a peek. As the ball comes out from the far side, it pops up high in the air. Ball will get taken down. Ball taken by, almost taken there. Getting that one there was Haas, who saw it go off her knee. Going to take that one up on the far side. And there is Elise Leone, who knocks it forward. Handballs it on the Saigula. Handballs it forward. Going to go in, picking that one up is Georgiadis. Georgiadis sends that one up high. Ball gets knocked down. Dvorak is in there for Minnesota. They're just trying to hem the ball in. They need 2 kicks from goal, do they? And they need it in about 8 minutes, but there's a big tackle thrown in, and that will end that threat for now. Looks like no prior opportunity was paid. Umpire says, give that to me, and I shall toss it to the heavens once again. Hillenbrand in there against Atkins, as she is able to get the ball all of about 3 meters. Now it's a rugby situation. Again, crashing the pack there is Katie Klatt. Katie Klatt wins the footy, sends this one in. She was the MVP of the grand final 2 years ago when they won their last. They want to win this one. The ball gets moved forward, cleared out by Lauren Ewell, who plays that one out to the far side. It'll up and bounce, picked up by Lewis. Lewis had the pressure put on, gave up the handball. So going all the way back once again was Haas. Haas goes out to the far side, and it is moved forward up on the wing position commentary side. Picked up by Hoa, who copped something to the face, no call. Big tackle put in there by Gaillard. It's the football out there is harder than 12th grade algebra. And the ball is tied up. It's still in dispute on the wing position. Everybody is slapping at it and going for it. And the ball once again gets free. Chasing after it. Finally getting her foot to it was Leone. Looking for that one and almost taking the mark over the top there was Mary Cuthbert. Sent back the other way. Going up high. Shoved out of the way. That should be given as a free kick, and it is. As Rose Lemon, a relatively new player and a hockey player from Chicago, shoved Katie Klatt out of the way and show her the free kick. There's another transition for you. A few hockey players in this league, and I think of Lucy Parrington, who probably one of the best women to play Aussie rules. Also, big tackle, and that was a hit that Paro would be proud of. Thrown in there by Nicole Murley, but no prior opportunity, and we'll have a ball up. The intensity is ratcheting up unofficially. About a little more than 6 minutes to go. I'm having fun. Are you having fun?
So much fun, yeah.
And again, thanks to Di and everybody, the Australian Council in Los Angeles, Bio Satellite Office here in Phoenix, and of course the volunteers all over ASU who are giving us their time of the weekend. And listen, there's worse places you can be on a weekend.
Yeah, can't complain when you're here watching some of the best action. But head over to the recovery tent, meet Di Bowman and some of the crew, and jump in the ice bath, get a photo with some of the cactus over there, and get your recovery in.
Here is Blecker, turns around, bootlegs around, sends this one. Does she have a target? Yeah, no, and it was taken defensively by Lauren Ewell, who has stood up well, another national team product. Ewell bangs it out to the near side, and the mark is taken defensively. They can't take too much time, Ken Cuthbert. I think she reckons she's going to have a crack. Let's see for the lead. There is Munn, drops in front. She's going to get it. No, Ewell knocks it away. She scrabbles that one away, going to get knocked forward. Going all the way back was Gaillard. Couldn't find a clean handball. Soccered forward, going to get picked up by Leon. Leon's going to send this one in. Drops in front, 3 freeze jumpers, none for the Maidens. Now over on the far side. We're getting bitten up over the here as the ball is up on the far side now. Nats for Cats. Keep the Cats rolling. The ball's up on the far side. Sending that one in, looking for Georgiadis. And the ball will tumble over the boundary line and out of bounds. Tick, tick, tick. Time running out on the Maidens, who came in as the number 2 seed. And
still a close game, so in these remaining minutes, it's going to be interesting to see the possession changes and who's in contact of the ball too.
And we go around the grounds for Watch AFL. The Bulldogs 2-8-20, leading Austin no score. So looking at a freeze Bulldogs final if all things hold. And the ball will come out towards us in the middle of the ground. Goes up high to the near side, gets taken down, and trying to play that one through, stabs it forward. Going to get picked up on one hand by Saigula. Who wants it? Everybody. Who's got it? Nobody. Bounces up high. Trying to grab it was Hoa. She breaks one, tackle nicely, puts the ball in the middle of the ground now, bounces away, going to get picked up. Tries to go out to the near side. Got to do something. Dances around. Tries to slalom through. Leon lost the football. Went after it again. Just gets it out to the near side. Drops in front. Altman is in there as well. This is where Minnesota wants the football. They don't need to score. They just need to eat up the clock. Here is Oa. Big tackle. And you could hear in the effects by Kaylee Martin. You could hear her willing her on. Martin has to go quickly. They need 2 goals in roughly 3+ minutes. Comes out to the near side. There is Jenny Kang going after the football. That was taken down, looked painful, and she rolled backwards. She's okay. Handball's out to the near side. This is Pfluger who sends this one in. Big swing, no ding. Ball goes to ground. Gaga handball forward. Going to get picked up. Now getting picked up again. There is Shelton sending this one inside. They're looking for the dagger, but they're not going to find it on this occasion, and the mark is taken by Lauren Dawes. Laz, who was cramping up something fierce at the end of the game yesterday, has risen to today. The intensity and the feeling has ratcheted up. The Maidens know that their season, and it would be the first time, Charlie, since 2015 that the Maidens would not figure in the top 2. As the ball comes, that's a long time. And irrespective of what happens, they can be absolutely proud as the ball goes to ground. It's going to get picked up. Boom! A big hit put in there, and it's going to be contact, and it's going to be a free kick. It's called tackle without the ball or illegal shepherd. And taking her time is Kaya Saigoa. So, roughly 2 minutes to go. Not much time left. The ball is marked. Minnesota can smell their 4th consecutive Division I Grand Final appearance. Hoa decides to go wide to burn the clock down. Bounces in front. Allen is in there. Platt is still playing. Sending this one out to the near side. High in the air. And it is marked. And more time is Nicole Murley. She'll go all the way back. Well, they won They came oh so close. I remember when they would come oh so close in the semifinals, the Freeze. In 2018, they lost to the Maidens. 2019, the Maidens blitzed them. 2021, they didn't have a full side in the COVID-affected Nationals. 2022, they made it all the way to the grand final. They played strongly, but Golden Gate was much the best. The Maidens won the grand final in 2023 on the last kick of the game. They're going back to the grand final after essentially being in control of the grand final in 2024. And Murley has won. Nope, she's given it away, and it's going to be a 50-meter penalty, but I think it's going to be too little too late. Moving forward is Leone, who gives it over. They have to go if they want to get something, as Martin gives it across. This is Elise Leone. Leone puts the ball down, looks to handball it up, does so over the top with a big kick, going for the mark, and it's taken defensively by Lauren Ewell, and that I think is going to seal the game for the Freeze.
Yeah, we'll see the game slow down again now as they use the clock to their advantage.
Minnesota Freeze. Again, they're some of their original members. Won with Milwaukee in 2009, and they are going back to defend their title. The Minnesota Freeze in a hard-fought game are your winners in the first semifinal of Women's Division I. The final score on the USAFL scoreboard, Minnesota 2-1, and the Golden Gate Iron Maidens 1 straight 6. And Charlie, for your first game commentating, I would say that was a heck of a game to watch. Yeah, ignore the scoreboard. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of scoring shots, but there was plenty of pressure. Good passage of play for both teams. Good skills.
Yes, definitely. Very exciting game. So glad I got to be a part of this one. And looking to the final, that's going to be so exciting too. But this one, you can see all the girls shaking hands now, the camaraderie that they have, the team meetings that they'll be having now. Very exciting times.
And we'll double check on the score. But over there, the last we heard on field 2 was Denver leading Austin 20-0. So it looks like a Minnesota-Denver grand final in Women's Division I. Charlie Brown, thank you so much for joining us. You did a fantastic job. We'll keep your number in case we need to go. And as we say, that's what we have here. We're going to look at, we're trying to get some scores from some of the other games, but we will tell you that now we're into the men's, in the grand finals. Men's Division III coming up on this field. We'll try and get the teams for you. I believe it's the Philadelphia-Boston combination as they take on the Arizona Hawks. That's when we return. You're watching the 2025 USAFL National Championships from Tucson.